Okay, great. We are gathered together today with wonderful guests. This is a celebration I've been looking forward to all summer. Been talking to Janet and um, anticipating this day. And she has brought friends who will perform with her. And all of you are so welcome. So we have had Rosh Hashanah, so it is the new year. The year, I think I saw 5785. So Jews around the world begin a year this week. We continue in this period leading up to Yom Kippur. So this is a period of reflection, I believe, and contemplation of what one might atone for, improve upon, do better, make up with people during these days of awe. It's bittersweet is a really inadequate word, right? For the world with the anniversary that we have tomorrow. When things are just too big to even get your arms around. The anniversary of the attack by Hamas in Israel, yeah. And then everything that has flowed from that. Today, we're going to focus our prayer energy on the energy of love. We've just got to have that be the energy that prevails. Love, love, may love prevail in this country, in this world. So on that note, let's get up and boogie to put a little love in your heart. Yeah, you can lead the dancing, Diana. We're all old. We all remember this song, so no excuses. Mm. Sound. That switch may have, when we went out and came back in again, maybe we didn't enable audio on the share screen. Thank, thank you. We're doing that song, so we will thank you. Oh, maybe we don't have. Grab a dog and dance. Grab a dog, right? Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place. That was lively. So I'm thinking back to a couple Sundays ago when we had Do You Remember the 21st night of September and everybody was rocking that song. So I think there's something to getting the juices flowing early in the morning. Join me, folks. We got some visitors, but those of you who are not visitors know that our credo are the words on the wall here that we try to live by. So please join me in saying this beautiful intention that we have as we gather every day. We live a life by love transformed, by spirit empowered, by creative imagination guided, in peace with all. Beautiful. And the dogs say, hallelujah. All right, it's time, Janet, to light the peace candle. Do you want your friend to help you? Okay, and we'll hold, while you speak, I'll hold the microphone for you.
She's just so centered right smack right into my chest here. Okay. So I thought of something interesting. I thought of something interesting to talk about today. This morning I woke up and I put an oil on my foot called Thieves. And as I'm doing it, the bottle is tipping. And it spilled on my dress. This is the dress that I found at a thrift store 7 years ago to play the part in my play that you're going to see scenes from today. And I got incredibly upset. I knew it was coming sooner or later, that everything I own has marks on it, and I just embroider over them. And so I'm quickly running to the bathroom and I'm scrubbing like a maniac trying to get this out, threw it in the dryer, and it didn't come out. And that's when I got what I wanted to say today. Imperfection. How hard it is for me to accept imperfection, and how hard it is we can see in the world how hard it is for so many people to accept it. Politically, we're experiencing imperfection. We're all upset with the other side or whatever. Not we all, but there's a lot of that going on. And so to me, imperfection, it's either you fight it or you accept it and you love it. And I am going to embroider over this. I'm going to embroider like some kind of water thing for the symbol of Aquarius. And I'll enjoy doing it, I'm sure. And it just was that moment when I took it out of the dryer and saw it there. how disappointed I was and how immediately I knew that all the disappointment is for a reason. It all is there. You know, the embroidering soothes me and settles me down. It's just there's so many items that need embroidering. I've got a whole pile of clothes that need this, you know. But that's what I'm asking for today, and I'm praying for by lighting this candle, is just the acceptance of every moment that looks imperfect. There is no imperfection. It just looks that way. It appears that I am fearful, but it's not that I am. It's just I'm telling myself I am. It seems or it feels like anger. There is no such thing. It's all an illusion. You know, that's what I learned for 34 years, 35 years of studying A Course in Miracles and A Course of Love. None of it's real. Only love is real. And if I'm blinking angry in the moment, love myself while I'm angry, because the anger is not really real. It just seems to be. So that to me was the message of these glorious spots on my dress. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Look at that support she's getting from Cookie. Cookie says, I'm here for you, Janet. What would we do without the animals, honestly? Say that again. Thank you for that message, Janet. So about those visitors, maybe we always like to welcome people. So Nefertiti and John and Mike, and I think that's everyone. But can you just stand and tell us your name and how you got here? They're in Janet's play with her. And Michael? Welcome, all of you, welcome. I hope that we'll see you again. It'd be wonderful to see you again. All right. How about announcements? I do believe we have a couple. Jeff?
Okay, I'm a little out of gear. We had a great cruise and enjoyed New England and Canada, but it means I'm just a little soft on everything that happened to Pebble while we were away. However, we will have a council meeting this Wednesday night. It's a Zoom meeting at 7 p.m. Anyone who's interested can join in and observe council in action. We can take comments as appropriate. And you use the Sunday celebration link to get to the Zoom meeting. So you're free to see how we do things in council and try to make Pebble work in a efficient way. And the other thing that's coming up, and we have to arrange it for a council election and get the ballot box in here. And I don't know what's spun in the past 2 weeks, but that's on top of us right now. And we'll continue with other news and updates as we have a lot going on that we're trying to do, interior and exterior. We have that alarm system that's supposed to go in for the insurance company. We have the outside that we cleaned up for insurance reasons, but we have a lot more to improve the aesthetics outside to make Pebble a more exciting place for general use as a peace site. Thank you.
Okay, and please consider the council meeting, 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. It's usually not too long, and good things happen there. And that's how you can have some input into what we are trying to do. All right, other announcements? I did want to give a little plug to someone, just Gary's got one, but so 2 weeks from now, well, let me start with Gary. Next week, Gary will speak to us and teach us about those holy days that we are in now. Rosh Hashanah already passed and Yom Kippur coming. So that's Gary Schoenberg next week. And then the week after, how many of you know Lady Helen Burke? Helen Burke, and she's affectionately known as Lady. Well, she has a book she's written from all of her years as a hospice chaplain and just interfaith minister and general wonderful human being. She's coming and she's going to talk about the life that allowed her to create such a book, and she'll be offering her books and signing her books. The 20th. It is a Sunday, yes. She's the celebration 2 weeks from now. We have not set a Peace Soup Sunday. Yeah, let's talk about it at a council meeting. And Bill, oh yeah.
Thank you. So I have a flyer. Sue Bartles is doing a concert at Pebble Hill. She has not done a performance here in about 5 years, and she'll be performing 2 concerts, November 1st, which is a Friday night, and November 2nd, which is a Saturday night with a George Sinclair band. And opening act is Chris Chadwick. Tickets, you can get them online. It's on the Pebble Hill website. If you go on directly to the website, you can get tickets in advance for $20. So this is an event to support Sue. Sue has gone through various medical health issues, and a lot of people have supported her. And so this is a way of her giving back. So some of the people who have been part of her support team are coming in for free. If you've been part of her support team, you can, if you're not sure, you can check with Sue. And say, am I part of your support team? You may have given money to our GoFundMe campaign. But if not, it's also to support Sue, who is really in need of support in her health, for her health and her lifestyle. So 2 concerts, Friday and Saturday back to back, and hope we will fill the house both nights. So it's being posted on a website. It's on the Pebble Hill Facebook page, social media, and Sue is going out giving out flyers and distributing flyers. So I'll be making the announcements every Sunday up until that date, and you'll see it on the Pebble announcement list. If you're not on the Pebble announcement list, you want to sign up, go onto the website. We have a new website, and you'd have to go in and just log in for announcements. And I believe you have to set up an account to become a member of the website. So it might be if you have any challenges with it, call me, let me know, contact me. I'll walk you through it. Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Bill?
The wonderful Barbara Atkinson and
David Gibson?
no, this is the Arrows.
Oh, Joanne Wilkie.
Joanne, thank you, Joanne. Yes, Joanne Wolke. they are teaming up, I believe, to offer a Indigenous Peoples Support Celebration on November 3rd, the Sunday, if I'm not
Oh, yay.
mistaken.
Okay, perfect.
And we are going to have a Pea Soup Sunday that Sunday, so November 3rd. And this election is not only the most important one coming up in your lives, there's also a unique opportunity to love the earth back to a calm climate by electing the correct people, and they will put into place with the Farm Act a regenerative agriculture galaxy of movement. So think about that. It's our opportunity to really turn the corner and genuinely enter the 21st century with not only racial equity, but earth equity and the environment.
Bill, can I ask you to announce your personal wonderful news? Or?
Oh, yes. Last Thursday, I got my last treatment of 37. And this community, I'm convinced, gave me a carapace that was bulletproof, and I have emerged victorious with very little side effects. So I'm back at it.
So that's a thanks be to God.
This is just a brief aside about Sue Bartles. Way back in the day, she was known as Susie Cream Cheese, which is a Frank Zappa allusion. So Cindy Grebb's lie was somewhat, somewhat pertained. She was a wild and crazy girl. Well, not exactly, but
It can go on the table. Just put it on the table. It's fine. All right. How about birthdays, folks? I know one. Wanda was, can we say how 71? So she was 70 last year. And how about that? And now she's 71. So, but it was Friday. So her birthday's the Feast of St. Francis, which I never noticed before. And those flowers are going to Wanda when we end here today. So wish her well in your prayer. She's always in our prayer list. And Jan, I know. Teeth? Oh, awesome. So, and Jen's is tomorrow, everybody. So happy birthday, both of you. One already over with, Tees, but Jen, Wanda, out there. She so wishes she could be here. And boy, she can barely even play the piano. For those of you who don't know, she was the piano player. She's a gifted concert pianist. And she's had the most just horrible misfortune that keeps her from playing. You know, it's just, anyway, bless her heart. May things get better. Let's sing Happy Birthday, Pebble style. Happy birthday, we love you. Happy birthday, and may all your dreams come true. When you blow out the candle, one light stays aglow. It's the love light in your eyes wherever you go. Yay! Yay! Both of you, yay! And Wanda. And my daughter's birthday was yesterday, Anna, so she was 34, and she just got engaged. So yeah, this is Anna. This is Anna. Christine is only 30. And Anna's our oldest daughter of the three. So there's Peter, Anna, Kathleen, Christine. Christine's the one that some of you know, that you may remember, my special needs person, and she's doing pretty great, living with her sister and her husband out in California. I heard something this week that I thought I would share before we move into the healing prayers. So last Sunday, besides, I wasn't here, but I missed you guys, but didn't get to see my beloved brother because we were all going to be visiting down too far down, close to that flood thing. So I decided at the kind of on Sunday morning not to drive on down to Southwest Virginia. But that day was also something called Michaelmas, which is in the Christian world. It's the feast of Saint Michael and the archangels. And so what's the big deal about that? Well, I was listening to a fellow, Rupert Sheldrake. Ken, we've talked about that guy. So scientist, but very much a person, a mystic almost, but totally science and mysticism and God is God in all things, wonderful guy. And he's talking about the archangels and the angels and these beings. And he talked about a person named Lorna Byrne. Has anybody heard of her? She's an Irish woman who, since day one, has always been able to see the angels. And when she was having lunch with Rupert Sheldrake, she saw his guardian behind him. And she was once at a thing out in a cathedral in San Francisco with the theologian Matthew Fox. And Matthew Fox says to her, "So, hey, are there any angels here today?" And she goes, "Yes, this sanctuary is full of them. I mean, they are everywhere. They're always there." "Oh, well, how do they seem to you?" And she goes, "They seem depressed." Why are they depressed? Because they're not working much. They're unemployed. You have to ask them for their help. Ask the angels to help you. We got to do this more than ever now. Ask the angels that love prevail on earth. May love prevail on this earth, starting in here, in your heart. Gotta ask them. So let's sing our chant and then move into that healing space in our hearts. We are surrounded by the light so bright. We are surrounded by God's healing love light. We are surrounded by the light so bright. We are surrounded by God's healing love light. Today, sweet doggies drinking. I just love that. Rather than name all of the people on our prayer list who we love so much today, let's broaden our healing prayer to encompass great, great numbers of people in the world, including those suffering from this terrible devastation, from this flood, this rain. People, the animals, oh my goodness. All of those people. the people in war, the people who have been hostages for a year, their families, all the casualties of this horrible, horrible violence. Let's hold them. Hold them. Let's pray for a change of heart in the people who would make war worse, who would extend war. So much suffering. May the suffering in the world be decreased somehow. May love prevail. May all candidates and all election workers be safe, be strong. May love prevail in their hearts. May they know they are safe. May they be protected. I'm asking angels to surround these people and keep them safe. Even the smallest, most perhaps insignificant poll worker, the person who cleans up afterwards, keep them safe. Comfort them in the knowing that what they're doing is so important, so worthwhile. May love prevail. May love prevail. Let's be quiet for a moment. We are surrounded by the light so bright. We are surrounded by God's healing love light. We are surrounded by the light so bright. We are surrounded by God's healing love light. May love prevail. Is this the anniversary of the passing for someone you love, Jen? Mm. Mm. Oh, on your birthday. Mm. Bless his heart and yours, others. Mm. What was her name? Mary. Mm. Okay. So remember, keep that flame kindled in your heart. I had a new thought today on the way in. When you see those signs, there was some I watched the replay. There was discussion about the signs that are out there. So how about the minute, every time you see a sign that's maybe not for your team, let love prevail. May love something. Have some prayer every time you see one of those. Okay? we gotta work against, we gotta put the good energy out there, Somebody said in psychology, it's not enough to just pull out the weeds. You gotta plant the flowers too. So every time you see a sign you don't like, may love prevail. May love prevail. May what is good prevail. Now, this is not the best moment to leave Janet with a couple of dogs because she's about to do a little dance. So somebody else can have a dog. Who wants a dog? Oh, there. Oh, I thought you were telling me to reassign the four-leggeds. Okay. All right. Well, wait, let me just make sure I didn't skip something. Okay. The offering, we'll have the offering, and Janet will do a creative impression, whether she calls it a dance or not, depends on her knee. Dance mime. So this is to what the world needs now. And back in COVID, remember, or maybe you didn't notice, but there were a lot of virtual choirs and virtual orchestras. So this is one of those, where the people are just all over the place and doing their thing. So here's what the world needs now from those days.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Lord, we don't need another mountain.
There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine.
Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. The world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, oh, but just for everyone. World needs now.
Thank you, Janet, and thank you everyone for your gifts, your generous gifts. We will continue to do all we can to add to the love. So thank you so much. Don't put anything on the piano. The ghost of Raphael is watching me. He's in Germany. Yeah, everybody knows he's got a opera singer daughter and son-in-law both, and who are at one of the German cities operas. And he's got a little dude, a little grand dude, Bastian. He will be back right before the election. I told him, you better get an absentee ballot, my friend, because you just never know, right? Okay, today, what a good day. Today is the day that Janet's been planning with her friends, Michael and Nefertiti and John. So, the babies. She goes, those are big ass sneakers there, Janet, to step on my little foot with. Okay, so I'm going to go sit down and turn it over to Michael. Get out of the way.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Reverend Rosalind. My name is Michael Schumann, and I have been directing the play that Janet wrote. It's been about a 7.5-year journey at this point. And when I'm finished speaking here, we're going to play a song called Someday. And it talks about someday, we're going to get it together. Someday we'll all see eye to eye. And my challenge to you all today is, why can't someday be today? Why can't someday be today? So just a little bit about me. I've been a director and performer for 35 years of my life now. And I'm just starting in my ministry journey. I'm 8 months into a 4-year ministry commitment where I have a healing project, which is about healing through the written and spoken word. So what you're about to see today are scenes from Janet's play, and we're going to encourage a discussion because we have been touring this particular piece, this play, around schools, mental health facilities, and we're starting to bring it to spiritual communities. So we did these particular scenes at Circle of Miracles last month. We did it for the Awaken Center a couple months ago. And we're asking the different organizations to come together and have this conversation about the intersection of spirituality and mental health, and about really being able to be honest and open with your feelings and to bring the arts into it. Because what Janet's piece is about, The Wizard of Iz, it's a cross between Disney Pixar's Inside Out and if you have ever seen the Albert Brooks movie, Defending Your Life, where the character of Dorothy in The Wizard, in The Wizard of Iz, where Iz is the land where people go when they are really struggling. We introduced the idea that we're just going to, we're going to challenge your belief that you have no choice but to end your life, but to complete suicide. And even though you feel like you're on trial, it's not really a trial. It's really looking at the judgments you have about yourself. And then the play will show you one of the scenes where Janet reads a poem from the character of Fear. So the reason why it's a lot like Inside Out is because all of the feelings, the 5 core feelings, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and shame, are witnesses to Dorothy's life. So you get to hear from the feelings, and Dorothy gets to create a friendship with these feelings. So we'll show you a little bit of that. And we're going to start with a scene that we actually cut from the play. And because it's more of the spiritual belief, we get into a little bit about, well, what happens to us before we even come into this life? Do we choose our struggles? So that was a little bit of a too strong of a spiritual theme for a secular audience, but we're going to bring it back here today for you, and we're going to have a discussion about that. So what you're going to see today is a scene that happens before Dorothy incarnates on Earth. So you might think of this as heaven. You might think of this as you might think of this as a different dimension. Wherever you think this scene takes place is completely up to you. And then Janet's going to read her poem, which comes in when fear is being cross-examined. And then we're going to end with a piece where Dorothy talks to suicide as if it were a person, So the embodiment of suicide. So we get into really deep stuff and we really talk about, we really talk about what's going on underneath that and why are we so afraid to talk about that. So yes. Uh-huh. That's completely up to. All right, well, we'll set up and we'll start with the pre-birth scene.
They don't need it now because there's no one on Zoom.
There's two people.
I'm gonna pull this one here. All right, baby, gotta be quiet while we're doing this. Okay, where's Mike? Oh, right, that's right. Oh, okay. All right. Wait, maybe here.
Here and now?
What do you mean here and now?
Well, what are you thinking about here and now?
Well, I was just watching people on Earth and how they are, they don't know what to do with the issues of suicide and bullying. They're just so scared to even talk about it, that they'll be labeled and called crazy or lose friends or even sent to mental hospitals. So they just shut down and don't talk about it.
Well, what are you willing to do?
Well, I was just thinking maybe I could go down to Earth and bring some like kind of creative, action, some kind of program that's fun, maybe dare I say fun, talking about this thing, make it easier for people to talk about.
Yes, well, you definitely have the mind for it.
Mhm.
However, to be really effective, it's best that you experience it for yourself.
What are you saying? You mean me go through suicidal behavior and ideation stuff? No, is that really necessary?
Oh, no, Dorothy, nothing is really necessary. However, it would really help others who are also going through it to better relate to you.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess so. I mean, I do want to make a difference.
Well, either you do it or you don't do it, but guessing just doesn't get the job done.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes, I'll do it. I mean, I really do want to do something. I'm determined to do something about this.
Oh, that's great. We are so confident in your capabilities. We actually have some other suggested challenges for your journey.
Drugs, rock and roll, smoking, let's see here, deading, overeating, rageaholism, self-injury, diabetes, whatever that is, love addiction, borderline person, what? Stage 5 kidney disease? Oh. Yeah, I'll do it all. Whatever it takes, I'll do it.
That is without a poem that she's going to read during the fear scene. And while she's getting that ready, I'm going to challenge everyone to think about feelings and the ability to express ourselves honestly and to express your feelings honestly. And I would like to challenge you whether or not you feel safe to express things like fear, anger, sadness, and shame. I would also like to challenge the idea that maybe if all feelings are allowed to express themselves completely, do they lead back to joy? That's something I want to challenge everybody here today with. All right, and Janet is going to read her poem called True Madness.
True madness. I know insanity like the back of my hand. Depression sucks, but madness should be banned. Brain eating brain, that's how it works. Behind the doubts, fear always lurks. Nowhere to turn when mind can't breathe. Perseverating thoughts that oppress feelings that seethe. Please, God, make it stop if you do exist before I overdose or slip my wrist. Messages race from synapse to synapse. No future to dream of. All memories collapse. Going nowhere down a tunnel of black. Not a moment of light, not even a crack. Don't want to eat, can't get no sleep, or eat too much with sleep that's too deep. Snapping at people who have good intentions, perpetually creating new ideas and inventions. Maddening mania, manic madness. This is not depression. This is not sadness. We hide it when we can by averting our eyes so people cannot see this monster's massive size. Mirrors are avoided. We cannot barely stand to look. We can barely stand to look at the mix of rage and terror, which becomes the dreaded hook. It tugs at our heartstrings and pulls us down a hole. It scares people who love us, leaving quite a dreary toll. The world needs to face it. Stop calling it depression. This is a huge glitch in the psychiatric profession. Listen for fear that no one dares to speak. Listen beyond diagnostic labels, which by now should be antique. Madness doesn't fit the mold the doctors put in place. As long as we are separate from God, it spans the whole human race.
Right, and now this final scene is the scene that we recently put in within the last year that we've been performing at schools. And what it is, it's kind of like it really kind of explores that intersection between spirituality and mental health now. Gary is actually a part of a group that we formed which talks about this, which talks about mental health and creating and exploring new ways of conflict resolution, of starting to understand each other. So this is a scene where Dorothy speaks to suicide as if it were a person, and we separate out what are the facts about the matter, what are the feelings, able to express the feelings, and what are the judgments, what are the stories that we attach to suicidal ideation, to bullying, and any of these conflicts that we experience in everyday life. So I will let Nefertiti take it away.
Wow, this is really something. I think I'm ready to go back to Earth and turn things around.
Not so fast. Now that we've heard from your feelings, we want to see the reason suicide stays rooted in your world. We're going to do a role play. Yes, between you and suicide, as if it were a person.
Ugh.
Dorothy, you'll play yourself, and prosecuting attorney, you could play suicide. I will facilitate the process.
More weirdness, but okay.
Dorothy, please share the facts concerning suicide's presence in your life, other than what you've already shared with us, just the facts.
Okay. All right. Well, when I'm like this, I hate everybody. I hate myself. I can't even look in the mirror. I don't want to shower. I don't want to exercise. I just lay in bed all day and I watch TV and I eat a whole lot. I'm lucky if I can get 2 hours of sleep at night because I just hear this word suicide over and over and over in my head. I cancel appointments because I can't leave the house.
Well, the word can't, it's more of a judgment than a fact. What would be a truer word?
I won't leave the house. I don't want to.
Thank you. Now, you share directly with suicide any judgments you have.
Oh, it is
Oh,
horrific.
please, please, talk directly to suicide. Use the word you.
You're horrific. You're mean. You're relentless and vicious. You're holding me hostage. You make me think I'm evil, and I don't even believe in evil. You know, I'm just doomed because of you.
And how do you feel about suicide's presence?
I'm terrified of you. I'm ashamed to talk about you. I'm angry that you're controlling my life. I'm just sad that you even exist at all.
Thank you. Okay, now we're gonna switch seats. Dorothy, you're gonna play suicide and suicide will play you.
It's just getting weirder by the minute.
Suicide. Please share with us why you feel as if Dorothy should end her life.
Well, you believe that nobody is going to love or accept you if you're upset or angry. You tell yourself that nobody wants to hear your truth.
What else?
You pretty certain that you'll never be well enough to have healthy relationships, that you'll always be alone.
Anything else?
Yeah. You're convinced that you're never enough, no matter what you do. You actually believe that I have the power to put you out of your misery. Truth be told, I'm powerless. It's you that's running the show.
Suicide. Please share how Dorothy is preventing you from receiving help.
I don't think you're going to stick to any kind of recovery. I think I give you some kind of comfort. Like you're okay as long as you know I'm an option.
Suicide. What is your purpose in Dorothy's life?
If I'm being honest, it's to give you a gift, not to destroy you.
And what would that be?
Stop people pleasing. You are no better or less than anyone else. If you would just listen to your feelings, not judge them, just let yourself have them. Love yourself while you're having them. When you're raging, when you're in despair, love yourself anyway, even if you don't believe it. And the trauma that you experienced from all that bullying as a child, embrace that. That happened also for a reason. Look what you're doing with you're coming forth now with this. That makes a difference that you're talking about it and coming forth here today.
Okay, thank you, suicide. Let us switch back one more time. Dorothy, you'll become yourself again, okay? Dorothy, how do you feel now after hearing what suicide has just shared?
I feel some kind of relief now that I understand that it was so tied into that desperate need for approval. I thought it was a curse. I thought it was this horrible curse. But now I realize, no. It was trying to tell me something all along. It was giving me a message.
Dorothy, share with us your reasons for living.
Because I see that life is so beautiful, and I don't want to do this to anyone. I don't think people would be so hurt if I did this. Life is very beautiful. And I have a lot of dreams and visions and goals that I would like to see come true.
Mhm. Great work, Dorothy, and thank you. We are now complete with the role play.
Thank you. Thank you. And that was just 3 scenes.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to just open this up to a conversation. Please feel free to ask questions. The reason why we are doing this today, the reason why, I felt compelled to want to do this in front of you all here at Pebble Hill was because Janet recently had a bout with this struggle. And, this is kind of our way of just also wanting to thank you for rallying around Janet and helping her through this recent time. So thank you all for being there for Janet.
We were supposed to do it a few months ago, but I was too shaky then. And I waited. I went through an intensive outpatient program. And then we did it at Circle of Miracles, where, by the way, Mike is now the president of their board. And also thanks to me. I'd like to take credit for that. I introduced him to Cindy Greb. And we did it there, and then we did it at Awaken, and I felt much better by the time we did it. But we performed the show at a program for mental health consumers, we're called. We call ourselves challengers. And we did it while I was going through this. And Neff and I have been leading suicide prevention workshops while I was going through that, feeling suicidal. And I just kept not canceling things. And I think some of you know that during that time, Gary nominated me for an award that both of us got, a legislative and congressional award for our work. And I didn't think I'd make it to the event to get it. And God kept saying, just keep saying yes to these things, keep saying yes. And I just kept showing up, and it really, really helped. Thank you again for that, Gary. My God, that just lifted me so much. And by the way, there is a video of us, Pebble Hill Church. I think you're being mentioned in it. I know Gary was mentioned in it. I don't know if he's heard it yet, but we were mentioned in Congress at our 50th anniversary. Have any of you seen it? Yeah, Pebble Hill was honored. You can look it up online. And they mentioned me too for my work in Suicide Anonymous, which they weren't supposed to do. They were just because it's supposed to be anonymous, but they did a nice speech about Pebble Hill Church. Go look it up. Yeah.
It was a peace award that was,
Yeah, it was for the peace. It was a peace for, they were honoring us for being a peace site. That's how they found us.
so when we gave out
So we were mentioned in Congress.
the peace award
Yeah.
to recipients, we did not realize it, but somehow that was mentioned at a congressional meeting talking about people receiving the peace award. Somehow it hit the news, maybe
Yeah.
because we posted it online or something.
Maybe, Gary, you can send it out to everyone to watch. I sent it to you. Yeah, that would be nice for people to hear. I was very proud of us when that happened.
So I'd like to ask all of you who just witnessed this and seen this. Any feelings come up or anything that you just want to observe or any questions that you have for us? Yes. Great. Thank you, Carrie.
So blown away at your work. This is magnificent. Oh my God, it's so gift. And if there's anything that we can do, I want to help promote this. I do have some family members that are teachers in the Bucks County school system.
Please.
And this is so needed. My husband's a bus driver. You know, I mean, this is where it's at. I am so honoring your courage.
What, Barbara's a performer.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would really appreciate that. We've
Yeah.
really, I struggle terribly with promotion, even though I believe in what we're doing. A lot of my trauma from my childhood comes up every time I've got to promote. But this, it was so appreciated in the school setting. We dance, we do mime, we do artwork is shown, poetry, you know, the poem. The kids loved it. They just loved
And
it.
this is leading edge, so I just want to
Thank you.
help you and I'm gonna.
It's got a lot of
I mean,
costumes, it's
Right,
colorful. Oh,
great.
Barbara,
And it's
please.
it's so great.
Thank
And-
you.
And we need to help people,
Thank
you know, absolutely.
Now, I want to explain to you that we took that first scene out. And I want to see if you can figure out why. And we recreated that second scene. Why do you think we took that first scene out? You heard religion? Choice? Yeah. See, it's gotten me to re-examine what choice is. To me, choice, I liked playing with the idea that I chose it before I came here, but choice to me now, I realize just happens every moment. You choose to either accept a situation or or hate it, reject it, you know?
Well, I'll just say one more thing about what you just said, because I mean, sometimes, you know, I don't know, I think I've made that choice too, to bring things in by experiencing. I thought it was really profound, you know, but maybe some people can't handle it. I don't know, but I really like that scene.
Thank you very much.
Well, why don't you tell them a little bit about why the experience that we
Oh, yeah, what happened was we had a couple of people see the show on Zoom during the pandemic. And they were like, well, I didn't choose suicide. And I tried to explain to them that I didn't say that's maybe so for them. I said, that was what helped me, was to say that I chose this. That's what helped me get out of it, you know? I'm not saying that's true for you, but I didn't want to keep experiencing that especially with kids. Could you imagine kids going home and telling their parents, oh, I chose this? And their parents like, no, you didn't, honey, or whatever. So we rewrote it so that suicide could become like a thing alive. I saw Jeff next and then Dave.
they're passing that around.
Dave, did you say what you wanted to say?
That's where the
You just said what you
intersection-
wanted to say? No. What? Did you say what you wanted to say? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so spacing out.
All right, I'm gonna just keep on snaking the line back. We get towards the middle. We have an efficient. Always unraveling. I'm falling apart all the time. I lost Mark,
Who's Mark?
my friend.
Oh,
He blew his brains out. So I know close to suicide. And when you talk about suicide, the one thing that I learned in sadness was he was always this wildly humorous guy who would say the most outlandish things. So we were, for example, we went with him and his wife to the couple's house at the shore. And as he's leaving Sunday, he said, "Thank you. I had a wonderful time. I only brought one pair of underwear." So You never knew what he was going to go through, and just doing it for the sake of that next laugh. But I heard something deeper and said, oh, it's Thursday. He's going to be here Saturday. I'll talk then. He didn't make it to Saturday. If anyone knows anyone who's in that kind of state, do not wait. Do
Right.
something. There is no time.
Also, tell them about Suicide Anonymous. Please, it's just like Alcoholics Anonymous, works the same way. Everyone who's coming to our meetings is not going into hospitals. And 988, instead of the long number that they used to have, something, something talk, 988 is the same as 911, but for mental health. And somebody will come, sometimes they'll come to your door. They have mobile units, or they will stay on the phone with you and help you get the resources that you need. 988.
I also want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Personally, this is why we do this, so that we can normalize talking about it. So thank you. Thank you for your bravery and for,
Thank you.
for your care.
Thank you, Jeff. That is very, Sandy Becker, who used to come here, she blew her brains. She did the same thing. Her life was so painfully, physically horrible that I understood what she did. But I loved, she was going to be in our play. I loved her terribly. She played God for a while in our play. I do want to tell you, some of you know my husband, Phil. Did you know that Phil made an attempt? Yeah, while I was in the hospital, he made an attempt because he blamed himself for what I was going through. But that's what got him to start working with me on this. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
As a side comment, just what you said, I so admire how Phil left this life. He went out comforting others,
Yeah.
cracking jokes. It was amazing.
And he couldn't even talk. He was cracking jokes on his little writing pad. Yeah. He was
Honored to have been there. It was
ventilated.
just amazing.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
what I want to say, I don't think I've ever been in the particular depths that you've been. But I've been, I think when you feel like suicide, it's like a deep depression. There's a monster and they throw a black cloak over you and you see nothing, but you see no way out. You see nothing. And I think what powers the fierce honesty of your art is that it is a continual exorcism, because when you take that monster and you put him outside you, he's smaller and you can talk to him like you were talking to suicide and like suicide was talking to you, and you are not only equals, you are larger, because that monster just makes himself big because he's scared. It's fear. It's nothing but fear. So your art is so powerful because it comes from your depths. And I love what you guys do. Thank you.
For
Thank
that
you.
word exorcism,
Thank
you just
you.
gave me a poem. I'm going to do a poem on that. Dave had his hand up too in the back. Wow. Help me remember that, the exorcism.
First of all, I completely agree with what Dave just said, that I honor that. Getting back to the first scene that you took out, what bothered me about that was, what I took away from it was that there's this sort of sense of inevitability. You know, you've made the decision before you get here and you're screwed. And I don't think that's true at all. And so I'm, I don't know if other people might have gotten that. The idea of choice, I think, is important, extremely important, but I'm concerned about people who are in that place because they feel like the world's suicidal, and there's nothing they can do about it. They feel disempowered, and that worries me. And so anyway, those are my comments. It's just sort of random thoughts. I don't know whether they're helpful or not, but there you go.
It is, thank you.
helpful.
Very
Yes.
helpful, yeah. Yes, yes, the only, she's a quiet one, but people, yeah, people are listening to, for sure.
I really like the program you're doing, Janet. I've experienced two family members, my cousin and my cousin's husband in Hawaii. And the one was due to a job separation, and it was his life. And he had everything to live for. He had money, he had everything, and he just went. And the other one, my cousin, they were married for years. They lived on the coast of Mexico. They had a life that everybody else thought was, my family thought they were nuts, but they really had a life that they went to Australia, they did everything. And he just thought he wasn't doing enough for his wife and his child. And I would really like to see you get into high schools. Can you do it during the day?
Yes.
Because I know it's very necessary there. My son was bullied terrible in high school to where they put a black and blue handprint on his back. And it was a senior when he was in 9th grade. And just to get the message out would be fantastic. And I could help you get into Palisades High School. I know people, I can see what I can do. Pam, yeah. Yeah, I still have your little saying from camp on my wall.
Oh,
So.
John, please, anybody who has any ideas where we can take this, I just started Under Earners Anonymous because I have so much trouble. You never knew that one existed, huh? I have so much trouble with my earning ability, you know? But we've been paid nicely when we do get things. It's just for me. Nance.
Hi, Janet. So you and I have come a long way since we first met. And you first knew my struggles and came right out. And you were the first person that actually saw my scars and said, why did you do that yourself? Instead of, what are they from? So we've come a long way, and we have talked about suicide together. And, you know, you and I have a little bit different outlook on it, but I know that you honor mine and I honor yours. And I also had a friend that committed suicide by a gun, and it is an extremely hard thing to get over. So you do what probably stops, I think, most of us suicidal people is that we don't want to hurt the people we love.
Yeah.
It's not that we don't love ourselves, but maybe just not enough. Yeah, not enough.
You remind me of a couple of things. They say that it affects at least about 60 people when one person does this. And also another thing to take out of our, first of all, they don't say committed suicide anymore because it's downplaying the words commit. Commitment is important to make commitments. We say completed. You either attempted or you completed. One of the things that I don't appreciate is when people have said to me, it's the coward's way out. Or what's the other one they say? It's the coward.
Selfish.
It's selfish. Do not say that to a suicide. If you think that's going to help them, please do not say that to them, because we're struggling so much to just grasp onto the next moment that just even makes us feel guiltier and crappier about ourselves. Oh, wait, we need the mic. What's your name?
I just want to pass it real quick to them, but there's something that goes with bullying that's significant. It's the sleepers, the enablers that allow the bullying to continue.
That's right. And there's so much of it. But I got to tell you, when people have said to me, you're being selfish or it's coward's way out, that feels like bullying to me, because it doesn't feel like that for me. It feels shaming. And it feels like it would take all the courage in the world for me to do it. But not a healthy courage, but it's the loneliest act you can do. I have worked with lifers in prison. They're happy people. They've accepted that they're in for life. They were great to work with. But when I work with suicide people, I don't know anybody who experiences more shame and fear. As, you know, for me, it was rage. That's what came out underneath my suicide. But there was a lot of shame and other crap mixed up in that. Yeah, go ahead. PC? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have to agree with you to like never tell somebody it's selfish or that it's a coward's way out, because like you said, it takes a lot of courage. I kind of forgot where I was going with this, but sorry, the microphone's distracting.
But thank you for affirming that. Thank you for affirming that, TC, because I hate that. And I've read about that. It's that a person who's suicidal isn't even thinking about that. You know, they're just trying to figure out how to get to the next moment or how to do it, you know, or both.
When I was suicidal, I've been suicidal on and off for the past several years now, but when I'm suicidal, the last thing I'm thinking of is that I want to hurt everybody else. The first thing I'm thinking of is that everyone would be better off without me. So it seems counterintuitive to tell somebody who's suicidal that they're selfish.
Because then they can go, oh, I'm selfish? Okay, then the world needs one less selfish person in the world, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, man. TC, that is so brave of you to say that. Thank you so much.
Hey, TC, thanks for sharing your voice.
TC, come to me. Yes, yes. Oh my God. TC, this is why we do this. The one person who ever speaks up makes this the best thing for us. Come see me afterwards. I have something to give you. Okay.
I too am a suicide attempt survivor. And I honor the day that my path crossed with Janet. And when she shared with me her story and her vision, and I met Phil and the crew, I was in like Flynn. I was like, yes, let's make this more accessible. Let's make this more on the hearts and the talks and the feelings. Like, let's give it light. Why not?
I was so not moving with it, and I met her in a yoga class, and she helped me write it. And I don't know if it would have moved without you. I don't know.
It is moving, and I'm so grateful for it. Just like the feelings that we share, to make friends of them, because our feelings move too. And I found like when I was contemplating ending my life, I didn't think anything was gonna move. So now that's not true. Movement is everywhere. So thank you guys.
And for everyone's information, Nefertiti plays the 5 feelings in addition to the wizard. So
With really wonderful costumes. It's a very colorful.
It's whimsical.
It's whimsical. It's not a depressing show at all. And it ends very positively. So that's why we wrote it that way on purpose for school. You know, my intention was always to get it to schools, although we've been doing it a lot in the mental health field. But we need kids to see this show. It's comfortable enough for kids to see. Yeah, the last time we did it, the kids were jumping out of their seat practically, because we involved them. Mike goes out and talks to them and makes it part of the show, and
it was a very rowdy group that we had last time, but we reined them in.
Yeah.
We reined them in. It
They
was
really
great.
had- they had
The
fun.
message landed.
It's important to know you're not alone.
that's the thing. When I came to Suicide Anonymous, Phil was the only person I was talking to really about it. And, you know, he understood. And then finally I started going to day programs, but guess what? No one even talks about it in the day programs. The one I just got out of these last few months, I was the only one talking about it. And I said to my psychiatrist, how come no one is? She said, because you don't want to do it. They do. So those are the people who there's the people, but I've gotten close. Never wanted to do it, but I've gotten close, really close. I mean, can you imagine this? I'm calling Palisades up in New York, and I'm going, hi, I'm a nursery school teacher, and I want to bring my kids up there, but I want to know what kind of fence you have. Because I didn't know whether I should drive that far, if I could get over the fence. I'm telling you, it's just like a drug addict. We consider it an addiction in Suicide Anonymous. You don't have to feel like it is to come. You don't have to believe it is, but, you know, I was doing the things that drug addicts do. You know, to figure out how to, we save the ropes, the pills, the whatever, to do it just like a drug addict does. We have withdrawal once we've made the attempt, just like a drug addict does. Mike, I wanted to ask you, do you want to share your experience at all with this? Because your experience is very much tied to why you started. You had a not bad experience with mental health.
Yeah, I had 2 experiences. I had completed suicide, but I'm still here. So that's a story it's a long story, and I don't think we have time
Oh,
to
I
get
don't
into
even know
that
if I
one.
know that one.
But I was about ready to, I was at work. I was working in investments at the time and helping manage people's investments. And, I was in a high building. I was going to go up to the roof and, just do that. And instead, I checked myself into a hospital, and that was a really, really bad experience because nobody seemed to care that I was suicidal. They cared more about where I parked my car, or, they cared more about, they cared more about the business of doing business rather than my emotional well-being. And that was a big wake-up call for me that says, there's something missing. There's something missing in medical care. It wasn't until, the psychiatrist that they sent in to work with me, I felt like she was cross-examining me and making me feel worse. But there was a nurse that came in, and she held my hand, and she really just helped me process through it. So where the psychiatrist, I felt, failed, and if I'm going to be honest, I felt, really made things worse, and really would have, if I didn't have that experience with the nurse, it would have drove me even further down, and I probably would have found a reason to attempt again. Yeah.
Just as the best drug and alcohol counselors are people who have fought that addiction and experienced it, I think the best suicide prevention counselors are people who have faced that.
Yeah.
And if you haven't faced that, you're somewhere up in the academic world, but you're not there.
I was very fortunate this last intensive program I was in. The psychiatrist was so loving. How many psychiatrists do you know will hold you for more than, it would hold you, period, let alone for like 10 seconds or more. This woman was amazing, and she's what really made it for me. And my medicine has changed. And I will admit to you, I've never noticed a more positive change from medication than this. But I think that the real key was I started praying my ass off. I was memorize these 3 prayers, and I would go through them. I would get on my knees in front of the toilet at this program. I was so desperate. I brought a little pad to put under my knees, and I would pray, do these prayers. And I have never needed to ask God to come into my life the way it's happening now. And it's hard for me because I believe we're all God. That's what the Course of Miracles, the Course of Love says. So it was really hard for me to be not feeling like God, but knowing I'm God, the world, not me alone, that we're all God, I couldn't be God alone. That's ridiculous. And so it was really painful for me to have that knowing and not feel that at all. So I humbled myself so much and just said, God, man, I'm flat here. I'm flat. Give me anything you can.
So I had,
Okay, also Bill wants.
oh, so let me just hop in real quick. So there's that situation when you feel someone is genuinely troubled and in need of intervention, whatever. And I'm afraid to say, are you thinking about
Good
hurting
question.
yourself?
Yes. When we were trained, did this intensive training for this called the ASSIST training, Applied Suicide Intervention Skills Training. Phil and I did it. They said, don't ask if you want to hurt yourself, because if they say yes, they could be meaning cutting. You say straight out, do you want to take your life, or do you want to end your life? Or are you thinking of suicide? You ask straight out. Other people saying, but you don't ask it right away. You have to develop a little bit of a relationship with, so they're comfortable with you. So you just kind of talk to them a little. You say, I see that you're not quite yourself. Can you tell me anything? You just try to find a way to get comfortable. And then as soon as you do, you ask directly. So, because again, addicts lie. They'll just manipulate their way around it. And as the man who started Suicide Anonymous, who by the way was a psychiatrist making attempts all over the place, and studied his patients. He worked with his patients to discover the addiction in it. He said, I could talk about any of my addictions, but this one is my own private Idaho. Yeah. Who wanted to say something? Oh, Gary, did Gary want to say? Zoom people, anybody want to say something over there? Okay.
So,
Oh, yeah, Bill wanted to talk, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, let me just go to Bill and then I'll ask you, what you want to do real quick?
Did you talk about it? Because when I was in college, they told me when the children or people talk about it, that's when they're more likely to attempt it. And if they're not talking.
No, they say that if you talk about it, you're less likely. It's important to talk. That's what studies have shown. And I have Suicide Anonymous brochures if anybody wants. Go ahead, Bill.
so you were mentioning, Janet, that God is in everybody. And I immediately thought of your wonderful theatrical device where Nefertiti is the counselor and you and Michael are switching chairs and you are talking to yourself as suicide and then regrouping and going back to yourself. And that links so well with when you said to abide with your feelings, abide with them, don't judge them, or to experience the feeling. And that to me was what was happening there, that you all were allowing Janet to talk to herself and counsel herself. And it was really a wonderful theatrical triumph, I thought.
This is something, I started doing a lot of this role-playing work, even alone in my house with an empty chair with a stuffed animal in it. When I was, after I did the Woman Within training, and Gary has done the Warrior training, and Gary and I have used a lot of these role plays back and forth in some of the work we've done together. We used to have that Emotions in Motion thing, a group down here. Role-playing for me is key. And I want to tell you that 2 weeks ago in therapy, I'm doing IFS, Internal Family Systems, where you work with parts of yourself. I did 2 different parts of myself, which I never, ever wanted to do. One day I did my evil. I mean, I was like really like being rancid. And the other day I did my madness. That was the part of me I never wanted to see. I mean, I was all over the room, you know, and the therapist next door is knocking on the door. You okay? And I'm like, oh, yes, yes. And then I had to get back into it. You know, I mean, I was crawling all over the floor, really getting because that's what's in this. And I never would look at this. And when I'm suicidal, that's what I feel is under it. I can't even look at the mirror when I'm suicidal. I'm brushing my teeth looking down because it's so scary. I can see it in my eyes. You know, that Jack Nicholson thing from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that's what's in me. And a friend of mine said the other day, a friend of ours said, she recognizes the sociopath in herself. And that's what I needed to do. I needed to own that part of myself and not be scared of it. Because I was, for years, I've been so scared of that part of myself. And I see it in people. I see it all over the place. You know, but we don't want to own that. We don't want to look at that. And there's nothing wrong with it as long as you don't wreak havoc out there with it, you know. Okay, go ahead, Dave. What? Oh, Gary Culp.
Gary first.
Yeah, Gary, go ahead. Wait, Gary Schoenberg is going to make it possible for you to talk, my man.
Are you
Oh,
on?
my dear. Wait, Gary, you're not being heard yet. Gary's gonna,
Now can you?
we don't hear you. Hold on, Gary.
Now can you?
Are you muted, Gary?
I'm there and I'm
There you
talking.
are, sweetheart. Yay!
Can you hear?
I'm going. Go ahead,
No.
Gary. What were you gonna say?
Not working, huh?
We hear you.
You do?
We hear you, yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, feels like I was just there yesterday. I almost was. I'm having problems with my communication here, so I haven't gotten back to people much. But thank you, Janet. It was great to see you and Mike, the way you work. And I know that with September being international, probably Suicide Month, you probably were very, very busy, and it's great that you had opportunity to come to Pebble today and present. And we enjoyed Michael too last week. So anyway, I just really thank the community for being open to that, to this day, like it's a hard talk. I went during my really depression in the last 6 months. I felt a lot of what you're talking about today, and I'm just feeling so healed myself. And I know that sharing, as you said, talking about it makes such a difference, because holding everything in is like the hardest part of all. So much gratitude to all of you. It was a wonderful.
Thank you.
And
Gary, did you get my email? I'm coming to Vashon Island
Are you really?
sometime next year. My friends who live on it, they've met
Oh,
you. One of them has
Yeah,
met you.
great. Great, I hope I.
Chris Shaw. So she invited to treat me to a trip out there. So I'm going to come see you since I missed you last week. That was God's answer to that.
We'll do something really creative. You can be a part of our beach meditation circle and do something
Wow.
fabulous
Okay,
there.
we'll coordinate.
Or
Thank you,
maybe
Gary.
a home concert or some kind. Be great.
Ooh, I'm in. Thank you.
Love you
ahead.
guys. Have a
I
really.
love you too,
Thanks so much.
dearly.
Thanks, Rosalind, for your support all that time. It's been great.
Okay, first a caveat, for what I have to say. As a spiritual person, I've chosen Taoism. I've embraced Taoism. I believe
love
everything is
Taoism.
connected. We're all connected, and God, if you want to call it that, is everywhere. Having said that, I'm speaking now as my younger self when I was a hardcore atheist. And I have a concern, and you may have already thought about this. I hope you have, but in your presentations, if you're going to go into high school and I was there, would have been a complete turnoff to me, would have driven me further away. Because,
Oh, we don't talk about God in schools.
oh, well, that's
Even that
good.
poem, I don't say
I'm
separate
so
from
glad
God.
to
I
hear
say
that,
separate
because
from love.
There are young people who.
Oh, no.
turned off by
You
that.
can't mention God in schools. That's why this was Mike's idea.
I stand
Bring it
relieved.
into- Yeah, he wanted to bring it into spiritual communities where we could talk about it that way, but no, you can't do God in schools. Mm-mm.
I'm done.
Thank you.
Say, so I really want to help get this out. Feel it's important. So do you have like a production sheet that I can email people?
I have a brochure
Okay.
that I can give you here. Website? We have a website.
Oh, good. That's good. And then, like how long it is and.
I'm telling you,
This-
that's Barbara, that's the thing. I don't think of these things.
I know, but I'm
That's
an
why I-
entertainer and I know all about, well, I know this because I do it. And the most powerful thing is like person to person, like me, sending this to my niece and, who's a teacher in a school and,
I'll come and
that's-
talk to anyone.
Yeah.
We'll get on the Zoom with them.
Yeah.
We'll do
right.
anything.
Yeah. But it's making the personal contacts.
I don't
Yeah.
mind that. I'll call
Yeah.
people. I just don't know where, my brain is just creative. I don't know where to go in terms of. This information and put it on the announcements about how to. We could, sure.
That's good. That's good. Because again, it takes like me personal to my personal niece who's a teacher. This is the way it happens, not just putting a mass thing out. Most of the gigs I get are somebody knows me.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you.
I just want to say a few words. I really appreciate you guys being up here. I've been working with these guys, Mike Nefertiti and Janet, for the last couple of years. We do something called a bridge, which is it's a next piece. So we have done workshops in schools in New Jersey. We were at a charter school, and so Janet Nefertiti, Michael, and Lynn, who is another person who's part of the group, all did the Wizard of Iz with the kids. And then afterwards, we all met with the teachers, the school counselors, all the professionals, and we did a 2-hour workshop on how to communicate more effectively with kids who are bullied, intimidated, or harassed. So there's a whole terminology called harassment, intimidation, and bullying. And we're also working with a school psychologist in New Jersey. There's a National Association of School Psychologists. We just submitted a grant application, actually submitting a grant application for us. And we submitted a proposal to present at their National Association of School Psychologists conference in New Jersey in December. So we're doing a lot to really put this out there, but the Wizard of Is really needs to be out there. And this is just the creative aspect. This is kind of like the forerunner to the Bridge Workshop, because it directly goes to the kids, and it's very important and very powerful. Also, a few other things to mention. So this week, interestingly, that you're doing it this week, is Mental Illness Awareness Week, the first week of October. And October 10th is World Mental Health Awareness Day. So, this week is timely that you're doing it this week at this time. So just wanted to
And
know.
I want to mention that the fact that this is called The Wizard of Is was Gary's idea to relate it to Gary Schoenberg's idea to relate it to The Wizard of Oz. We had the concept for the play, but we didn't know, he just came and gave us that, and boom, there it is.
I would like to have a round of appreciation for Gary Schoenberg.
He is so busy, and yet he keeps helping us with this bridge thing. And it's like, and if that sounds like a guilt trip, Gary, you bet it is. He's so helpful to us.
We have such multifaceted pillars. Gary's doing the electronics here today, and all
And the
heart.
drums and this.
Rosalind comes and sets up, brews the coffee, and then leads us, you know?
So
Jeff
today it was
Jeff
Mary Ann.
takes beautiful care of our grounds and leads council. You know, we just have,
And raises
we have people that just make
children.
this go round and round.
Thank you. Which song? You choose which song.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do Someday, and yeah,
Okay, it's a
that-
beautiful song, so you can dance to it, you can do whatever you want. Thank you. Thank you. This song is by Julian Lennon. And can you bring the video up so they can watch it? Because it's a gorgeous video. Yeah, no, these are not the ones he uses. Yeah.
Someday, hope and pray we get it right. One day, everyone's the same. Story get broken, it's a different shades. It's unspoken. To fix what we found out. Words unspoken, we're all in it together. Someday
Gary gave me permission. Hold on. This. Is it on? Gary gave me permission to be this way here. Hear that? Thank you.
Hold on. Oh, you're welcome. I couldn't, the last thing, I could not get the sound on Zoom. Gary couldn't hear the, like, I don't know what happened. I don't know. It's, I had to, it was, everything else was fine. Somehow, I don't know what happened that I couldn't. I thought I had it on share sound. I'm not sure.
How about them transparent dangling carrots?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
They all want to be here? How did you find out he wasn't coming?